Good morning, Tuskegee. I'm Diego, your host. Welcome back. We have an amazing show for you guys today. We have John Carlos Cordova from Santo Domingo here to shed some light about his country and the things we don't know. Welcome back. We have John Carlos Cordova here from Santo Domingo. Welcome to the show, John.
Thanks. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
So it's Columbus Day. What's the significance of Christopher Columbus in Santo Domingo?
All right. Well, Christopher Columbus actually founded the island of Hispaniola, but his brother Bartholomew Columbus actually founded Santo Domingo, which is where I'm from.
I understand your country and Haiti are connected. Do they celebrate Columbus Day?
Well, actually, no. Being that they do share the same island, they're actually two different separate entities. You have Haiti, which is one entity. You have the Dominican Republic, which is where Santo Domingo is actually located. They were actually split off in 15th century.
We got John Carlos Cordova. We're talking about beautiful women in Santo Domingo. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, dude, feed the fish, water the plant. I'll see you next Thursday.
And welcome back on this beautiful Thursday morning. Next up, the segment.
Grandpa! Mikey? Grandpa, I missed you.
So there's this book out. It's about Columbus. Lies my teacher told me? What's the controversy behind that? I heard it really sheds a lot of light.
It's funny that we mentioned Christopher Columbus because he actually sailed from Spain to the island of Hispaniola, and when he did that, it was just the first. They were the first to establish the New World European colony out of anybody out of Europe. So once they did that, that led to opening the door for new, different things as far as resources, new faces, just a new culture intended that no one knew about.
So they really created, or were the first to embark on this America that we know.
I mean, of course, there were more people before them, but they were the first to actually be recorded, first to actually get recognition. I mean, others have recognition, but they have a little bit more recognition. And it's actually interesting how this actually went about. Once they settled, they just like, well, it's all these new faces, all these new things. So if I'm gonna be traveling to a new world, I'm gonna want these things for myself. So that opened the door to a lot of pillaging. Women were raped. There were a lot of things stolen from this land. It was just disastrous. The island itself is only 74.5 square kilometers, so that's a lot of land to cover. There's just a lot that was just done.
But there's a lot of beautiful beaches.
It is. There's a lot of beautiful beaches.
Headline I read, Santo Domingo deemed UNESCO World Heritage Site. How's that feel? How's that? I'll take it.
Well, it's Santo Domingo, not even just Santo Domingo, but the Dominican Republic in general has just been going through a lot ever since it's been inhabited. It has so many trials and tribulations throughout history, people trying to pillage it. You had the French tried to take it over, and then it was also hit by a hurricane in the past, so that wiped out everything clean. And that made our the settlers at the time had to actually relocate on the right side of the Ozama River when they were actually located on the left.
Really?
And that it was real interesting because that's actually when they started to build Fort Ozama, which is actually named after the Ozama River because of its location.
You're an architect, right? Santo Domingo's surrounded by water and mountains. How do you guys build?
Well, back in history at least, our ancestors going to build with what they can find, and you have to use your natural resources, right? Yeah. So back then they built these things called ukiyes, which in today's world will resemble something of a small straw hut. A straw hut. So they will have straw anything they could find as far as like wooden poles, leaves, anything. You know, they were only limited to the technological advances at the time, which really wasn't much, but natural resources.
In these structures that they built in, you know, you think about the families that were around then, how many people could really fit in these structures that they built?
We had to actually think about how many actually people were in a family at that time. So it wasn't that many. So you can only fit at about 5. But later on in time, you know, population starts to grow due to inhabitation. So that automatically shows that you need a bigger structure, you need a bigger hut. So after that, they started to design this new structure called a bohio, which typically fit 10 to 15 families, and you had multiple ones around the actual center of the plaza. So you had the plaza, and then you had bohios just all around.
So something like an early village, and the bohios really surrounded the area, really kept everybody together.
Exactly, kind of sort of like if you're just having fun with the village or just your neighbors or anything like that, and you guys gather in the center, you have your houses that you kind of depart to once you guys finish. It's a central meeting center.
The hurricane that struck Santo Domingo, you could even say the Big Bang of Santo Domingo, you guys had to start completely over. How? What did you guys do?
Well, we pretty much just picked up whatever we had and just moved to the other side of the river. It seems kind of simple, but it really wasn't. We just had, like I said, we had to start all over. So what we did was we used a benchmark of the Ozama River. That was where the most transportation was being used at the time. So we figured we just use that as at least our ancestors felt that they would use that as a starting point. In which case you could still come down the river, just trading if you're trying to get anywhere a part of the city. And we just built from there. We started building roads where you can walk to any place you wanted to get to. So you had 2 major points where you had 2 major ways you can actually transport yourself. You had water, the river, and then you had by foot, which is very easy back at that time. There wasn't really anything besides horses.
Yeah.
But we pretty much, my ancestors pretty much just used different houses and everything. It's built roads. It just leads from the river on down, so it's kind of like they just started that and they just extended back. The typical things that we had before, the houses, the squares, everything centered in the middle. You know, it was.
So it really gave you guys that chance to really plan the city, you know, really set that square, set these streets, you know, really establish a city.
We actually used what we learned at first when we planned our ancestors, what they planned the first side, and we just improved thereon. You know, no real city is really perfect. No real planning is actually perfect. There's always design is always improving. So we took what we had and we just built from that, which we. I guess it was a bad and it turned into a good. You know, we were able to just use what we had and just build upon that and improve that. So now we have a better flow of the city. We have a more understanding on how to get around the city as far as trade routes, traveling to the city, and not even just Santo Domingo, but if we wanted to go anywhere else on the continent. Actually, when we built the city, it was built based on the Roman influence. So one of the things that we actually incorporated in one of the squares is Parque de Colón, which is actually built behind a statue of Christopher Columbus. You know, it's just used today for pretty much tourists who just come to see the city, just to see how the city was laid out after the hurricane, which is a very good feat indeed.
Onward and upward. Well, we want to thank you, John, for being here at the show.
Anytime. Just let me know and I'll be back.
Well, this is Welcome Back. I'm Diego, your host. We'll catch you next time. Joseph Peterson from Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm your director.
I'm Jabril Jefferson, and I'm the researcher for group number 4.
Hi, I'm Bridget Smith from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm your script writer.
Hello, my name is Clifford Watkins, and I'm the chief editor.
Hello,
My name is Kevin Thompson, and I am the photographer.
How you doing? My name is Torian Merriweather, and I'm the director of design.
I'm already recording.
Oh. I'm Diego King, your host. Welcome back. Feeling good? Being great. I'm Diego King, your host. Welcome back. Welcome back, Chicago! Feeling good? Being great. I'm Diego King, your host.
Man, she is one of the best things that has happened to me. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
Wow, I remember when I got married. Yeah.
Which wife?
That's the first time. What did you guys do for your honeymoon? I mean, I know that was probably special.
Yeah, we actually traveled to Spain. And there I've actually picked up some ideas for some more work that I'm going to do back home in Santo Domingo.
More work like what? I mean, expound. Tell people.